Okay, so here's why I'm questioning my faith right now. I'm gonna try to draw while I'm doing this. Um, a few months ago, I've been a Christian again for about 2 years now. Started attending church again, reading the Bible again, stuff like that. But a few months ago, my problem that I'm going with right now is something I've prayed to God for years, and God just seems to be asleep on it. He's like, Psh, I'm not going to stop that from happening. And it, so when I moved in here, it was 3 months ago, and the place was smoke free, drug free, alcohol free. Except the apartments there, but that was easy enough. I could just close my door, turn on the air purifiers, where my gas. Sorry, my mind's kind of slipping away from shit right now. It's dysfunctioning. Wear my gas mask and just take steps to prevent the airborne involuntary exposure, to prevent the airborne psychoactive chemicals from smokers entering my bloodstream through inhalation. A boundary between their smoke and the air that I breathe. A barrier. And I quit masturbating. And once in a while I'd slip up, I'd look at porn, I'd stroke my dick a little bit, but I wouldn't come. So I went 3 months with no nut. And that was in accordance with scripture. I wanted to take my Christianity seriously, keep my covenants sacred with God, and be a Christian in action, not just word. I didn't want to be one of these lukewarm Christians, is what they tell them. I wanted to be a real Christian that actually sticks to the word in real life, not on the internet, not to impress people, not for any human acknowledgement, not even for God's acknowledgement, just to do it, to be real. And then this neighbor moved in, and he was a weed smoker. And he has a medical marijuana thing. He says he could be lying. He's lied about a lot of other things. I've caught him lying a lot. And like when we first met, I smelled the weed and I knew it was him. And then he was smoking inside. We have a false ceiling, so his smoke came into this part of the building. And I talked to him. He's like, "I'll smoke outside." And I told him, "Man, I'm schizophrenic, and marijuana sets off my schizophrenia. Your secondhand smoke is causing me hallucinations, suicidal, homicidal thoughts, voices in my head." I told him how I lost my hand from marijuana activating my schizophrenia. And I prayed to God. I'm like, well, this has happened a lot in my life where I'll move to a place, it'll be weed free, and then eventually a weed junkie will move in and ruin it, and I'll move again. That's been my pattern. But I'm in school right now, and I love the Taekwondo. It's having a lot of healthy benefits for me. I don't want to leave. If anything, I want him to leave or at least stop smoking. And I've prayed to God, 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 and I was doing everything right, and that still happened. And I'm under this impression that cause and effect with, being a Christian is if I'm a good Christian and don't break any of the rules, right? Like lust. It was a big one for me because I'm a horny bastard. I exercise and I do art and all this stuff just gets my dick hard. But I've been unfollowing whores on Instagram. When I go to search and it recommends whores, I start clicking on Christian stuff, non hypersexualized posts and images and videos. And even when you're really horny, anything can be sexual. Like you'll just see women like normal, not even hypersexual, and you're like, damn, look at her. But she has nice nipples, stuff like that. And I prayed to God for that, for help with that, and He didn't help with that either. The hornies are still there, and so that's why I'm questioning my faith, And in doing that, these voices in my head are going back to my old atheism days where they're like, "Oh, God's asleep," like God during the Holocaust. That's some lyric from some, I think, Gray and Square or something, some atheist rap song. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, and so I sent messages to Christians. I'm like, how do you keep your faith when God screws you over? And this guy's like, God never screws you over. Just think of Jonah or Job, whichever one. Job, yeah, the one that God killed his family and everything and made him suffer horribly just to test his faith, like as a bet with Satan. And I'm like, that's screwing him over. I mean, I know the reward was really great, but that's still screwing him over. This is really messed up what God did, in my opinion, to Jonah or to Job. And it's just like, so I tried to get help with my mental illness. The Christians won't help with it, but they are supportive in other ways. Like they bring me food and, they support my going to school and stuff like that. And the Taekwondo guys that I'm living with, they're not supportive for it. They don't even understand it. Like I told the master, I'm like, this guy's marijuana setting off my schizophrenia. And he looked at me, he's like, oh, there's no point in getting angry about him smoking over there. And I'm like, it's not that I'm getting angry. It's not psychological. It's physiological. It's a chemical reaction. My gene mutation causes me to have a strange chemical balance that's not normal. It affects my thoughts. And so this is a chemical thing. It's not just, oh, I'm angry because he's smoking, because that's psychological. That's mental. That's not physical. This is physical. It's a biological reaction. So as usual, is this common repeated situation for me in America. I am stuck in easily avoidable and preventable pain and suffering because of the idiocy and assholeness of Americans, of people in my environment, people within government, people within family. That's it. If they weren't stupid or assholes about it, I would actually have help. I could be on medication. I could be living in a place that's no smoke from anywhere, No one's going to help me with that. They'd rather me suffer. They probably enjoy it. They're like, yeah, don't help him. Let's watch him struggle. It's really terrible. It's a really shitty and horrible thing. And nobody cares. I don't get it. Like, the government knows about my schizophrenia. They know I'm the guy who self-inflicted 3 amputations by electrocuting myself. They've seen my confirmation of the paranoid of family history of schizophrenia. They've seen my diagnosis as schizoaffective disorder in writing from doctors, and they still just ignore me, don't help me, don't get me on medication. And neither does my family, and neither do society. I don't really think I have any friends. But there are humans who you would think would be like, dude, that guy needs help, let's help him. Nah. Nobody. So here I am right now, like my mind is on fire. And the walls and everything else. Not drugs at all. I've been sober for a long time now. And sober, I mean not alcohol or, anything. For like 2 years, going on 3, yeah, without alcohol and cigarettes. And it's been a decade almost. No, yeah, it's been about 12 years since I smoked weed or did any hallucinogens or anything like that. No mushrooms, no acid. And I'm still seeing things. I'm seeing my walls turn into white flames, and everything else turns into this white flame that just consumes everything and disappears. And then and when I do that, everything reappears. So I don't get why this is happening. Like, why am I going through this when I shouldn't be? I should be getting help, and I'm not. Why would they want me to suffer? Why wouldn't they help me? It makes no sense. Why wouldn't they want to prevent bad things from happening as a result of my mental illness when they could just treat my mental illness and those bad things wouldn't happen?